last year with those guys too. Went to, Smugs, Maple Hill. I've seen a lot of the best courses out there.
Apparently he's been to Smuggler's Notch enough where it's
he calls
Smugs.
Smugs.
Yeah. Once you're there,
he's one of the dogs now.
All
right.
Yeah.
All right.
You could leave the notch out of it at that point,
I'll allow it.
Welcome in to episode 80 of Unstable Discourse.
Wow. Yeah. 80 times,
80 times.
Another milestone.
That's a cool one.
Do we have anything planned for? Should we do anything planned for episode 80?
Do we have any of them with us?
I'll take that as a no.
No.
Hi, I'm Alex Seminary of Tailwind Media. I'm joined by Ryan Fancher of Unstable Disc Golf Gear.
Yeah.
Sean Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf.
What'd it do?
Jason Callahan of Bag of Tricks Entertainment.
Dewey.
Dibs, that's my
That's
my buzzer
For later.
Yeah. And we're joined today by Mr. Michael Stahulak.
Hello.
Did I say the last name correctly?
Yes, Stahulak.
Stahulak.
Close enough. Yeah.
Stahulak.
However you want to say it.
Very cool to have you here. You are the second member of Team Link that we've had on the show. Past listeners will know what that means. We're going to be talking to you about some of the very cool things you're doing in our scene. Number one, you have been doing a lot of maintenance and rehabilitating of the Frank Grimes Disc Golf Course, aka Channahon. Mm-hmm. You're also in the running for the president of the Jtown Disc Golf Club.
Yes, sir.
That is correct.
Ryan dropped the presidential music.
Mm-hmm.
You have also been a TD for multiple different events, and you are a founding member of Team Link, who is currently exploring the possibility of getting nonprofit status.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, just want to kind of take things more seriously with that. It all started out as kind of just a group of friends and looking to move towards doing something even bigger with that group of people now that it's like a family to me, not even just friends anymore.
For sure.
Yeah.
Dig it.
All right, he's hitting those great sound bites right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Feels like the scene is growing up a little bit. I feel like multiple clubs in the last 2 years or so have been like, let's go legit. Let's get this status.
Yeah.
Also on this episode, we have the standard format. We're going to do Fired Up. We're going to talk about things we're excited about. And we're going to get to the Callahan rundown, where you hear about local events in our area that are coming up.
Yep.
Then we will take a quick break. We'll hear from our sponsors. We're going to come back, and then we're going to get into the junk in the trunk. That's all things Mike Stahulak. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Sounds like I just hit the
do
mic.
it.
Sounds great. I love the rundown. That's what a rundown is.
That's
This whole time. Now
Finally we know.
Hell yeah.
When do you need that rundown by?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
Just get it right.
Gotcha. We're going to dive in to the rundown.
The one thing I left off the rundown is the trivia portion of the night. That's how we're going to cap this episode off.
Heck yeah.
Spoiler alert, your boy is not planning to give up first place. I like it here. I'm going to stay.
Trivia is kind of your game, dude. You're pretty good.
A lot of useless information up here. All right, before we get to all those fun things, let's start with things we're fired up about.
Fired up. I just like when Ryan's face changes.
I hate it. I hate it.
Speaking of the F word, keep the horn, the clown horn going, please. It's the perfect.
It's the only one. Yeah,
It's
like
perfect.
when we stretch it out, that's my favorite.
That's what she said.
Oh, for sure.
That's the best. That's my favorite.
That is a treat.
Yep.
You did a good one of that on the last episode. Speaking of the last episode, Mr. B.
Oh,
Getting a lot of positive feedback.
yep. That was a very fun episode, and getting to know him a little bit more was fabuloso.
Yeah, listeners, if you missed that one, which I'm sure you didn't because you listened to every episode, but if you haven't, go back. It was a good one. Jason, you already told me that you're fired up about something when you first got here, so why don't you kick us off?
I wonder if it's
The
Have
greatest.
a new... No.
Should we do it?
I'm not going to talk about a TV show. I'm super excited for some new Jason's Trivia Night swag that is going to be available for purchase at my Trivia Nights.
Let's go.
Yeah. This will be the third time that I partnered with Top Secret Studios to make some awesome shirts available for people to purchase at my Trivia Nights. And he's showing me a picture right now.
Is he?
And this run, we decided to go with some color changing fabrics.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So I
hypercolor, baby.
I went with two colors. I have purple that turns pink, and I have blue that turns white. and I'm super excited for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
You got a 3XL in the blue that turns white?
We do, as a matter of fact. We certainly do. Yes.
Sold.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I know a guy who might be interested.
a couple months ago, I started talking about them. At this point, I probably have about half of what I had Ryan make for me out the door already.
Sold?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's to a point where it's like I show up and everybody just turns and like raises their eyebrows. They're like,
Did you bring them?
No, do you have the box? No. Oh, okay. All right. So they'll be, as of the time this hits the airwaves, I will have started selling them, and I'm very, very excited for them. People are excited to have them. We always put a fun and creative little tagline, if you will, at the bottom. This one turned out really good, so I'm happy about the little verbiage that we put at the bottom of it. I'm happy that they're color changing.
Are they exclusively for trivia patrons, or can our listeners possibly get them?
Oh, great question. I'm going to hit my trivia people first, but if you go on my Instagram and you slide up in the DMs and
sloppy seconds.
yeah, you can get my sloppy seconds
Or
for
isn't
sure.
that a
You
great way for people to come get it? Is come out to the trivia.
that's even better.
What are you doing all the
would
time?
be an even better way.
On
But
Tuesdays, Wednesdays,
we
and
have
Thursdays.
listeners across the globe
This is
that
true.
I don't expect to come all the way to Downers
Right.
Grove. But
True.
if they want to zell me the money, and I will gladly ship it to them across the globe. So yeah, sure, why not? They're great. They're
I'm
super
really
great.
enjoying the image right now of somebody from like Norway, or we have these scattered listeners
Mhm.
literally around the world.
Yeah.
And somebody showing up to trivia being like, I've been looking forward to this all
Yeah,
year.
yeah. They're dressed differently. They still have snow on them for some reason. They're like, we came from where there's snow. Like, how did you get here so fast? Yeah. Super excited about that. That is definitely my fired up that they are finally printed and ready to roll.
Super cool.
Sick.
Listeners, go to that trivia.
For sure.
Get one. Sean,
Yes, sir.
other Callahan, what are you fired up about?
Yeah, I'll go. Nothing too major. I got to go play a couple of holes here at Channahon Acres just now with Mr. Stahulak.
Mhm.
And I'm really close to having to start what will be like the next 4 or 5 months of continued maintenance out on the course all the time. So I'm looking forward to being in the groove of that. It is that time of year. It was finally 70 degrees today. You guys remember what that felt like?
Yeah.
Right. How was it today for
Did
you?
you wear a hoodie today?
It was
Yeah.
82.
Oh, it was 82. Oh,
82
okay.
degrees.
Yeah, even better.
My neck is sunburnt.
Yeah.
No joke.
So just excited to be outside and thinking about yard work because I love yard work. I'm the crazy guy that likes that stuff. So
Not crazy. I'm a fairly labor averse person, but I have been getting my own little jollies from yard work.
feels good.
Like
It's like
just
meditation,
spread,
dude.
spread some mulch and grass seed out and did a bunch of stuff and trying to get the yard to a point where I look at it and I'm just like, ooh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Any task that has like an immediate visual gratification, that is so my shit. And yard work falls into there big time. Even like just the front yard, you've mowed that, and you can take a look and be like, "Oh yeah, I mowed that front yard so hard." Yeah, yeah.
That yard was begging for more.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I think I mowed for the first time, and the yard looked like hell. Like it just looked terrible. There were spots where it was 8 inches tall, and there were spots where there's nothing. You're like, this is never going to grow in. This is the year where I'm just going to have to raise the whole thing and start over.
Right.
And then I mowed the lawn, and I was like,
It's actually okay.
Yeah.
Looking good, boy.
So
Are you on r/lawn care maintenance?
no, I'm not into that.
It's
Well, I think I need to be.
pretty fun sub, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that would be a rabbit hole that I would get
You'd never come out.
far too deep into.
You're in the not safe for work version of it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
We've messaged each other in there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
He's
you're
a
there.
moderator on that.
He's an r/manscaped.
Manscaped.
I just did a soil test kit. So
Ooh.
I scooped soil from like 5 different spots in the yard and mailed it back this like little vial. And then it gave me back on an app. Here's the nutrients that your lawn has a lot of, and here's what it has too little of.
And your
And
lawn
here-
has chlamydia.
Yes.
Your dirt
58%
is
Norwegian.
mostly Italian, believe it or not. I don't know what's going on. But
Incurable.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you can buy the specific fertilizer that's like meant for your deficient things. So I'm trying to get the yard
Wow.
to
Good
that
for you.
professional status.
Nice.
See, I've never
Oh,
been
yeah.
into the yard like that, but now you just saying that you can get the soil test and know that it's like gardening to me then kind of in a way, you know?
Yes,
So
it was-
I
I think
think
that-
that I kind of
the-
want to look
the-
into
the
that
thing
now.
is
Get
like
all
30
scientific
bucks.
on it,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
And it was very easy and fun. I was checking my phone every day, like, did I get my results back?
Your yard is full of grubs. You're screwed.
Yeah.
What I fear,
You were that excited when you had your jizz tested.
Jizz.
I didn't. You know what? I was more excited for that.
Oh, really? For the jizz than the soil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the upside is like way
you
higher.
are human.
Yeah. The risk is way higher as well on
Uh-huh.
the jizz test. But all was well with that test, in case anybody's wondering.
Nice.
Let's stop talking about me. Ryan, have you stopped boycotting Fired Up yet?
Yeah, I did. I have not worn a hoodie in a couple days. At the bus stop this morning, shorts and a t-shirt. It was awesome. But my Fired Up is on Friday, last Friday, Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good Friday.
It was.
We met at Delwood. No, we met here at Callahan Acres at 6 a.m.
Yes, we did.
Drove down to Northwoods Black
Oh, shit.
and played around with some buddies, me and Sean,
Yep.
and Ed Radakovitz and Mike Apostolou.
I know that dude.
What day was this?
And
Good Friday.
Good Friday. And Tim Jones. And we had a great time. It was what I would call 95% perfect weather. There was some wind that wasn't really much of a factor because of how wooded Northwood Black is, but there it was present. And it did make its appearance a few times.
Yes,
That's what you want.
Yes, it did.
But otherwise, it was fantastic. I had my best round to date there
Nice.
by a few strokes. It was good. Sean and I think tied.
Plus 19.
Imagine that.
For the first time.
Yep, every time. And then we had some Cracker Barrel lunch, which is the tradition.
Cheapest.
CBL.
Yep.
Neither of
Go
us had to
on.
pay, which was nice.
Neither of us had to pay.
Loser
Yep.
pays. Tim Jones had to pay this time.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's right.
And we ordered different things.
We
We kept
did
it-
order
we-
different
we
things.
ordered
Yep.
different
And then we
stuff.
played Bradley for the first time. I had been there and walked some of the course while a few of us played at Ledgestone in 2015, 2016.
16, yeah.
But I had never played it, and we got to play that second round, and it was fun. It was great.
Great little course.
Yeah, it was really nice. Drove home and was exhausted. That is a long day of disc golf.
That was a long day.
But that was what I would consider like the first real day of like the weather that I enjoy. It was never a chance of being too cold or too hot. It was just solid, perfect all day.
What's
Beautiful
the drive?
thing.
Straight down?
Yeah. 2 hours.
Two and a half,
Yeah.
depending where you
Yep.
are. Let me kick it over to you, Mr. Stahulak. What are you fired up about?
All right. Couple things. Personal one first. I got married last September
Nice.
1st.
Let's
My
go. Let's go.
great wife, Marissa. And we have our honeymoon coming up for 2 weeks to Iceland. So super
God.
fired up for that. This is our first real trip outside the country, I would say, besides when we went to Cancun for Brian Espinosa's wedding. But yeah, just really excited to go out there and kind of be free and not think about anything else, but just spending that time with her in a whole new country and just exploring all over the place out there.
That,
yeah.
I know what you mean when you said the first real trip out of the country, because Cancun is like, it's out of the country, but
Yeah, it doesn't feel
Doesn't
like
feel
it,
like
right?
it.
Like you're in a resort the whole time. We're
Right.
literally going to be driving from the west coast of the country all the way to the east coast and back. So it's going to be a whole new experience that we are both
Hell yes.
extremely fired up for.
it's going to be such a slow and awesome pace of life.
Oh, yeah.
Just drink in so many views, and I bet the people are really cool.
Yeah, super excited.
Is Mrs. S a disc golfer? Will she go play with you while you're out there?
She will walk the course with me. No, she does not partake in disc golf, but she loves nature, loves hiking. So she will definitely be out there with me for that. Probably playing a round of golf too, most likely.
Oh.
It's actually in an
Listen.
old volcano, on the grounds of an old volcano. So same thing. She'll come out there. I mean, it's a beautiful place. Why would you not want to walk around out
Yeah.
there for that? You know.
Love it.
Do we know any courses in Iceland? Like, were they on the destination penetration brackets or anything?
I feel like they had to have been.
There's got to be.
You
Or
know of
do
any?
you,
Have
do you know
you
of any that
researched
you're
I don't remember
all?
the name of the one, but we are stopping in one that's kind of by Reykjavik. So like the main city out there, pretty highly rated. I feel like over 4 stars for sure, like a 4.5 or something. So I'm just going to bring like 5 discs probably. I want to bring a whole bag for a carry-on, bring 5 discs, and just last day before we head back, do that and hit the spa and have some fun out there.
Just bring a Zephyr.
That's all I really need, honestly.
Yeah,
You
really.
don't really need anything else.
Right?
And for our listeners that order shirts from Jason, he could save shipping and have you bring
could
them.
deliver
That is
them.
true. Yeah.
Hand delivered.
I can bring them all out to ice.
To all our Iceland listeners.
I'll wear every single one of them. So that way they don't have to go in my luggage. It's a little
Take
workaround.
one off
Yeah.
every time you
Yeah.
sell it. Like,
perfect.
Start with your size and make it bigger and bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, and then another one that I have, obviously we won't get too deep into it because we're going to talk about that, but is getting the Shanny B-pin baskets in.
Yes.
Thank you guys for bringing me on this episode. Just first and foremost, like all of that is everyone in Team Link, right? Like Kevin Makuba, Brian Espinoza, Adam Berkovic, all those guys were the first ones out there starting this and making this reality years ago, even just starting with the basket area for 10 B-pin back there. Right. And especially Kevin too, right? Like local route shout out to that guy. I mean, he's just kicking ass out there all the time. If it wasn't for Kevin, honestly, we probably wouldn't be able to do as much as we can there. He has access to everything in the park district there, been working there forever. And shout out to him for just killing it out there constantly.
How did I not know he works for the Channahon
Oh, really?
Park District?
Yeah. Been there forever.
What a freaking resource.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible. Yeah, that's super exciting. God, that's such a course that is like deeply embedded in everyone's hearts around here. Like that's maybe the second course I ever played when I started living out here. I think it was West Park and then Channahon right afterwards. Yeah, deep roots there. Super cool. One
of the only local courses that really hasn't changed. I mean, it's gotten like, I know back in the day it was like super thick, and it's obviously not as thick as it was, but like West Park, but West Park changed. I totally like, that's been around for so long that I'm looking forward to that day. That's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Channahon also has a special place in my heart because after the fraction run flex, I went and checked my stat history to see what my best rated rounds were, which were not impressive, but I think my top 3 best ever rounds were all at Channahon. So that's a course that I have a little connection with.
Hell yeah. Like 834, 838.
Got him.
No, I think it was like a 943 was my highest.
Sick.
Okay,
I had a couple just, low 900s. But I remember bragging during the round to somebody. I was like, no, I think I've shot like a 970 something before. So then I had to go back and check and call myself out. Not true. Not true.
You said Iceland, right?
Iceland, yeah.
You can learn all about disc golf in Iceland. They are ranked as the 15th best disc golf country.
Interesting.
Iceland has 88 courses. Among these are 9 courses, which have 18 or more holes. Iceland is also home to 22 leagues and 6 stores that sell disc golf gear. Its highest rated course on UDisc is a 4.6, and it is Grefferholt.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. And then right after that is a word that I am not even going to try to pronounce.
It's a lot of their words.
Haskolavolarorin.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, and that's rated a 4.5.
Háskólavöllurinn á Akureyri.
There's 17 courses in South Iceland. There's 16 courses in North Iceland. What part are you going to?
Flying into the west side, driving to the east, and then all the way back.
Okay.
So I mean, sounds like we're changing the whole trip up. This might just be a disc golf trip now. She isn't.
9 courses in west and 12 courses in east. So there you go.
You blame Jason for that.
Do they speak? Is Icelandic a language?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
But
is the language.
a lot of them will speak English as well.
Yeah. I've heard pretty much everyone over there, from what I've seen, speaks English. So,
well, my personal request is if you happen to bump into Wolf the Dentist Stanson, say hello.
I will.
Thank you. Are you? You got it. You're not tracking.
Mighty
Ducks
Mighty
2.
Ducks? I was going to say, it's Mighty Ducks 2 when they play against Iceland.
I didn't have it. Oh, sorry.
Playtime is over. We have the ice now. You and your little rink rats must leave.
Wait, you're the trivia guy and you don't have this?
Yeah, you pulled the wool over my eyes.
We only watched those movies 100 times as a kid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's one person left for Fired Up.
Who's that?
I don't think we have time.
Yeah. Let's just move on to the Callahallander. Alex.
The Callahan.
What are you fired up about, buddy?
I'm never going last again.
What do you
Mark
got
my
for us?
words. I'm never going last again.
Lay it on us.
I think all of you 80s babies will really like this.
79, baby. Thank you very much.
You're an 80s baby. So for my birthday, I asked Liz to get us tickets to a thing. It is a live screening of Goonies while an orchestra plays the soundtrack.
On Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you going?
We were just talking about how I saw it, but it was too late and I can't go, but I would really love to.
Dude, drop the music. Right? Like, dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun,
I will do
dun,
that.
dun.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait.
Where at?
Some Chicago theater, I forget.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sheila and I just saw 2 nights ago. I was gonna do a double Fired Up, but we just saw the same thing, but for the Labyrinth.
What?
At the Rialto. Yeah. A couple nights ago. Not
amazing.
an orchestra. Smaller theater. It was like a 6-piece band, but they were playing along with the whole movie. It was awesome.
Oh, God,
it was epic.
Yeah, that's just a great vibe. So it'll be the first time I've ever seen an orchestra, and to see it set to a beloved movie, like that's just going to be so fun.
That's great.
And then the other thing,
This is the part of the podcast that the guests don't talk about. He does this shit every 15 minutes. And we'll be here.
You never know it. That's how good at editing Ryan is.
I'll be back.
I'm never going to remember it.
Yeah,
or I will let you know when it comes back to me.
As soon as we move on, you're going to remember
2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's another thing. We'll see if it comes back to me. All right, that's a wrap on Fired Up for now, which means let's get into the Channahon Rundown.
The Channahon Rundown, baby.
Brought to you unofficially by
DiscGolfScene.com, of course. You know it. I've got another just short and sweet. I feel bad that I don't have anything planned. Like, typically I have a couple of flexes, and I think maybe come the 1st of May, I'll start planning a couple flexes, but we don't have anything right now. But in, 15 days, Clash 9 goes live. And I can't talk enough about Clash, because that is going to sell out in probably 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. So, you know what it is. Clash 9, we got a couple different layouts. XXL for all the upper layout people.
I just remembered my thing.
Oh, here we go. I know it. See, that's why I didn't want to dive in too deep.
I'm sorry. No, you go ahead.
No, go for it.
I actually do remember, but I'm not going to do it until you finish.
No, please do it.
I'm not doing it.
Just get it out of the way, dude.
Go now. You're going to forget again.
No.
You see, you already forgot again.
No, I got it. I will not forget.
That was what that was.
I just thought it'd be funny to interrupt you suddenly.
I will quickly wrap this up. That's all I've got in the Channahon Rundown. Just Clash 9 goes live on May 9th. The event is on June 21st and 22nd. Really looking forward to getting back into Clash season. I will definitely be running flexes all week long like we did last year. That was super fun to kind of have Clash week. Looking forward to that.
It feels a little strange that the season it starts off slow this year.
Yes, we've got a couple that are like flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Because normally we would have New Lennox in between TDTC and Clash, so it would feel a little bit more full on the front end. But
once Clash hits,
yeah,
everything's on 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's the rest of the roller coaster.
Yep.
After that.
Have you ever considered just calling it Clash Gordon and then leaning into that and having it be like super 80s?
No, we have such a good logo.
It's got such a good theme
branding
that to mess with it would be. But maybe for Masters, we can dive back into Flash Gordon themed.
Okay.
I've got a couple ideas for that. But
all right, put it out there. Every
Yeah.
time you say Clash, I go.
Yeah. But that's all I got. Short and sweet yet again. Sorry to disappoint all of the listeners. But look for more Clash information as we get closer. Remember, again, set an alarm, follow the event, go on to discgolfscene.com. And Alex is making an awesome face right now. Is it because you already forgot again your thing?
No, it's because my thing is exactly the thing you're talking about.
Sick. So make sure you follow that event. And once again, unofficially brought to you by
DiscGolfScene.com.
Mike only?
Come on, Pete.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
Seriously, dude.
All right. I think this might be the first time I've had like a fired down.
Oh, okay. That's why you forgot.
Oh, yeah. I know what it is.
For many years in a row now, been angrier and angrier that I haven't been able to get into the TDTC. So I was very determined this year, and I got caught up doing some visiting with some friends the night that it went live, and I realized too late, so I've missed the boat again. I'm on the wait list, and I think I'm 5th or 6th, and I don't think any of the people above me are going to drop out, because why would you? Like, it's too awesome of a thing.
Yep.
So I have been brainstorming on ways to get people to drop out.
Green needle.
What were you green needling?
Trying to create emergencies in their lives that might take them out of being able to play the event.
Oh, sure.
And I started to get really dark with it. Like, how far can I, I'd prefer not to murder anybody.
Right. You don't want to end up in prison.
I mean, if it comes down to it, but
you don't want to catch a case, dude.
Right.
If I don't come up with any better ideas, there's a couple people in this community I could hire for like $200 to kill somebody.
Oh, in the disc golf community?
$200?
Yeah.
Pack of smokes.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's been very disheartening, and I'm just like fingers crossed that I actually do get in.
I'm imagining everybody on that wait list listening to this episode, and they all just bow out and send in refund requests, so you could just walk down the aisle straight into the event
Nervously,
your phone is blowing up right
I bet,
now.
Yeah, right.
How many
I
spots?
bet most of them would do that.
What was the total spots?
Total spots of the event 96. So I think you're number 6 on the wait list, 6 or 7.
That sounds
something
about
like
right.
that.
My one hope is that there's what seems to be a father-son, or maybe there's 2 people with the same last name that are both on the wait list. And I'm like, if both of them have something come up, I can move up 2 spots.
that'll
At
up your
once.
chances, yeah.
Is that the Zolneroviches?
I'm drawing a
did
blank
they
on
not
the
get in?
names.
I think it is them. I think.
Bummer.
But yeah, if you are ahead of me on the wait list and you want to do something really cool,
Yeah.
get out. Get out.
It was just your birthday this past week. That could be a belated
That'd be a
gift.
great gift. Anyways, that was my other fired up/down. And I think at that point, now that we've done the Callahan rundown and my retroactive fired up, it's time that we take a quick break. We hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Hey, dude. Ready to play?
Yep. But first, you got to see how totally dripped out my bag is.
Don't say dripped out. That is an insane amount of pins.
I got them from Nina at Disc Golf Pins. These pins have Riz.
Okay, definitely don't say Riz. They're great, but why so many?
It took this many to take my game from Skibbity to Sigma. Now my disc golf game is mad lit. I'm gonna get so many good...
I'm gonna go play somewhere else. The pins are great, but don't talk to me until you're done being so sus.
Negative aura, bruh. My bag is mewing. DiscGolfPins.com.
And we're back.
Hey.
And it's time to get into the junk in the trunk with Mike Stahulak. But before we get to that, we're going to hit you with the rapid fire question speed dating thing that we did last episode with Mr. B, because that was super fun.
All right, bring it on.
Let's get to know Mike. Sean, do you got one?
Just off the top, your favorite hole in Jtown.
And if you don't say your wife, you're in trouble.
Oh!
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Nice question. Favorite
Green
hole
grapes?
in Jtown. All right.
Green grapes or red grapes?
No, give us a real answer, please, first.
For that, red grapes.
Okay.
First. It's kind of purple. I don't know.
Cotton
what you
candy
call 'em,
grapes.
Oh, those are...
But that actually is it's a good question.
Had some
Good
today.
answer. Favorite hole. Man, I think I'm going to have to go with the new course, prison course, hole 4, which is the par 4, tunnel shot, and then up to the right.
Oh, yeah.
Huge hill.
Yeah.
Up
yeah,
there.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just such a unique hole.
That is one of the only ones I have not seen.
It's such a tough hole. Very unique.
The super
it's like
incline.
sloped
Yes.
the
yes,
entire
yes,
way
got
on
it.
the fairway there.
Yep.
Definitely one of my favorite holes. Other than that, I'd probably say hole 4 Highland. Just iconical.
He likes the number 4, folks.
Hole 4 Delwood.
You
Let's
heard
go.
it here.
An album from your like earliest years of like one of the first albums that you loved from top to bottom.
Blink 182, Enema of the State.
Oh, dude.
For sure.
Dang.
It's a good one. It was my first concert too. Blink 182 and Green Day at the World back in the day.
Whoa.
Oh,
Incredible.
Amazing.
That's the
We
right
said Blink
answer.
182 and who?
Green Day.
Green Day?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
You ever heard of them?
I have.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enema of the State is, I was 21 when that album came out, and I felt like it was written for me. That was just
So
It
good.
was. Like,
Front to back.
Oh,
Perfect.
Your name's in the credits.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
It is.
Or
Yeah.
Jason?
Mike, what risks are worth taking?
What risks aren't worth taking?
Oh,
Great answer. Shit. I
cued
thought we'd get
and
all-
aid.
I thought we'd get all deep, and he just pulled out a pickleball
Yeah.
pallet. What are those things called?
hit it right back to you.
Paddle.
Pallet.
Paddle.
Yeah.
Stop thinking pallet.
A pallet would be very hard to
A
swim.
pickleball pallet. Pickleball paddle. And knocked it right back at me.
Ryan, are you abstaining?
Why does Jason have more than one? What is this?
There's no order. Just
Yeah.
He has
You wanna
100 that
get
he's
it
looking
out
through
the
right
fire.
now.
Stahulak, country of origin.
Czech Republic.
Oh,
I think.
all right.
Question?
I could just be making that up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Check.
No one's going to check on that answer.
Hey.
No.
Hey. We'll be right back.
If your life was a book, what would the title be?
What risks aren't worth taking?
yeah. What risks aren't worth taking?
Son of a bitch. Why is that the perfect answer to everything?
I don't know. That must
Mike
be right.
Stahulak,
That's a
colon.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
You stumped me with that one.
All
there you
right.
go. You were trying to find one that would stump me.
An exotic animal that you would have as a pet.
Monitor lizard.
Mm.
Okay.
For the non-lizard nerds, what does that mean? Why is
Like-
that cool?
And it's just a huge lizard. I think it'd be really cool. I had a bearded dragon before. Really like them. Very social animals, reptiles. But yeah, just a huge one. I could feed whole chickens to and just watch it shred it
Sick.
apart. Cool.
I saw on Instagram earlier today that a perfectly preserved dinosaur egg with an embryo inside has been found.
Saw that.
Where?
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I don't know where, but all the comments were basically like, yeah, at this point we're just doing Jurassic Park, right?
It's,
Like
it's the bad flute version
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
song, though.
yeah. I love that idea of we found it. We can now figure out what
They were
look
so
like.
busy trying to figure out if they could.
Mm-hmm.
No one stopped to think if they should.
If they should. They've also, they have
Whoever
also,
they are.
They, them.
they are
Mhm.
damn sure that we have found some sort of life on another planet. 99.85% sure.
Whoa.
Oh, that one planet that's like 12 light years away or something.
Yeah,
like
whatever
that.
it is. Yeah, they have
really not that
found
far
like
away.
the traces of some minerals and whatever that could have only existed because of life. So,
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love it.
My
so
God.
there you go.
Hopefully in our lifetime.
One Instagram account that everyone should follow.
Jason's foot account.
Oh,
totally.
That's good.
Let's go.
That's perfect.
Good
Yeah,
answer.
You're,
Quick on
you're
that.
kind of
Yeah,
crushing
there you
this.
Yeah.
All right, one more. Who's got one more?
Favorite movie of all time.
Love Happy Gilmore.
Good answer.
What
Good
is
answer.
your feeling about the sequel?
I want to say I'm going to like it,
Right.
but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be forced.
We all just
It's
kind
such
of
a
know, right?
it's such a perfect
Yeah.
movie as is, and I don't know how you follow that up, especially years later.
Yep.
I feel like it'll have its moments, but it's just going to be very forced.
Is there a
Hopefully
movie
that's
that
wrong.
they did a sequel to way later that you were like, you know what? That was good. They nailed it.
A late sequel movie?
Yeah.
I thought Coming to America was actually pretty good. The original is like one of my all-time favorites. And when I heard they were doing a sequel, I was like, you guys better do this right. And it was more like, instead of feeling forced, it was like they recognized what the original was and kind of were paying tribute to it. And that much I
Sure.
appreciated. So the second Coming to America, I really enjoyed.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
That's the first that came to mind.
Mm.
There's several terrible ones that I can think of,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm thinking like the Ghostbusters movies, which are
They were fun.
they're
The Paul Rudd ones?
fine. They're fine.
Oh, are you
They're
kidding
not.
me?
They don't feel like Ghostbusters movies as
Yeah.
sequels. They feel
Teared
like a
up
different.
at the Egon
I'm-
Ghost.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
Fine, but they don't feel like Ghostbusters movies. They feel like a different franchise that just has all of the elements of the. I don't know. I don't know
Within
how to
the
explain
same
it.
universe of.
Yeah.
I thought the newest one felt more like an episode of the cartoon.
It definitely did. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I remember liking the follow up to Train Spotting, but I don't remember anything about it.
I don't think I've ever seen the follow up to Transport.
Yeah, it's-
that's one that same reason I purposely avoided. The first Train
right.
Spotting is a
They're-
perfect
they
movie.
shouldn't have,
Yeah.
but I remember watching it going like, I'm satisfied with this.
Really. Huh?
Yeah.
Was there any?
But I don't remember anything about it.
dead babies crawling on the ceiling in the second one.
I would remember that.
No. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's start talking about your stuff. The rehabilitation of
We've done this 80 times. Can you tell?
What stuff?
the rehabilitation of Channahon and the B pins. Give us like the high level. What have you guys been working on? Honestly, I don't know very much about it. So
Yeah,
bring me
definitely.
in.
So yeah, like I said, this all started years ago. You know, Adam Berkovic and I started fundraising for doing the A pin baskets and the B pins back at Superclass 2020. So it's been about 5 years now, and that's when everything started to come to fruition.
Yes.
He does care.
Yes. That is twice.
It's happening.
And yeah, you know, it's just something, it's a course that we all have all loved. It was one of the first courses we all played. And that was actually the first time I started to meet everyone from what is now Team Link. Cody Schmook back in the day. Haven't seen him much. He's still in our group.
No.
He'll pop in from time to time in our Facebook chat. But he asked me to join the team, and we all met up there and played around at Channahon. And that was also the second course that I ever played. So it holds a special place in my heart as everyone else's too. So we just really wanted to kind of start adding to that course. So it's been the same forever, and it really didn't need much else, right? It's been a great course forever. Everyone's loved it. Frank, rest in peace, Frank, great guy, did so much to that course. When I started coming up in this area around like 2010, 2011, I would just see him out there all the time. Working on that course, planting flowers all over the place, trees, building the benches out there. And just seeing stuff like that over the years really inspired me to want to get more into that side of disc golf and not just out there playing and, you know, being competitive with my friends.
Giving back. We talk a lot
Hell yeah.
about that lately.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Do you have a track of how much you have like fundraised since you started in 2020?
Not crazy amounts, right? But I would say just for Channahon itself, between Superclass 2023 and Disturbance at Delwood, I believe we donated about $3,000 to the Jtown Disc Golf Club. And that was just from two tournaments. And I would say, other than that, with the other Superclass events, it's got to be probably around like 5,000, maybe a little bit more than that. which just from single events with having some people come out that are 50 to 60 people there.
Oh, it's killer.
Is awesome.
And those events are super fun. They're some of the ones I look forward to the most.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's our goal with those, right? It's just everyone come out, have a fun time. Doesn't have to be super serious. A layout that's fun for everyone, fun for all skill levels.
Mm-hmm. It's the same feeling I get when I go play the Dog Bowl. If I play good, cool. But I mean, I'm here because there's a good cause behind it. So
definitely,
automatically, it's
totally.
Yeah, this was my first year playing the Dog Bowl. How? I have no idea, but I'll be back there every year. I mean,
was it freezing?
For an amazing
this year?
cause. No, the weather was great. Apparently, it was like the best weather they've ever had for it.
It has been the coldest I've ever been in my life. The last 2 times I played that event, like
we have had bad weather at that event.
Driving home from that event,
Illinois.
you know, like an hour drive, and I get home and my back is still freezing cold. Yeah. Get home, Liz touches my skin and she's like, "Jesus Christ!" And I'm like, "It's been an hour and I'm still not warmed up yet."
Yeah, but we've been working out there on the B pins for a while. I would say for the past year at least. And like I said before, I mean, shout out to all the guys on Team Link: Kevin Makuba, Eric Bassett, Garb, Hopkins, Casey as well, Stilson, everyone on that group, Richard Walsh, Adam Berkovic, Brian Espinoza. If I'm forgetting someone, there's a lot of people there, and I'm sorry, but I think I said everyone.
Yeah, I think you got everybody.
Hey guys, Jason here. I just thought of the funniest thing.
Hey guys, Mike here. I got my brothers Nolan, Connor, and Brody Shepard into disc golf about 2 years ago, and they were out there helping on some work days at the course as well, specifically on hole 9 and 8. They had came out, helped us take a bunch of branches down, move some stuff off the fairways, and it was awesome to see them out there helping out like that and wanting to be involved in the community, even just after 2 short years of playing.
Hey, what the hell, future Ryan? Did you just interrupt my interruption? I swear to God, dude, if you think you can...
But yeah, I mean, everyone, even if they haven't came out and physically helped on that course, they've all helped in a lot of different ways out there, especially Kevin. Like I said, I mean, I'll hit him up and we'll spend a couple hours out there after he's been working 8-9 hours already out there today.
Yeah.
Not on the course specifically working, but just doing labor work out for the park district. So it's awesome to have a group of friends like that.
If we go out there lately and don't see him like mowing or doing something and then hear his goofy laugh, it's not a trip to Shannon. You know? So yeah, he's been out there every single time.
Yeah. Awesome.
Can anybody do Makuba's laugh?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's iconic.
It's so
it
good.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of a kind.
I wish there was an audio file of it somewhere we could drop in.
Next time you see him, you'll have to like get a little clip.
I'll call him later and then I'll just record it and I'll try to say something really funny to make him laugh.
Send it to me.
Please.
I'll put it in the cold open.
That is the challenge.
I'll record it on someone else's phone so my phone doesn't say this call is being recorded.
See? Smart.
Get him.
When you guys want to put in B-pins or whatever work you want to do out there, do you just go to Makuba for approval, or how do you guys get the go-ahead and kind of do what you want to do?
What a dangerous world that we would live in if we had to go to Makuba for approval.
Right?
Right. Makuba for approval. No, it's kind of like a team effort for sure, you know? Everyone's kind of had their own opinions on where we thought things should go, how things should look out there. And at the end of the day, definitely a big team consensus on it. And just kind of spend some time messing around saying, you know, I think it'd be better here. Maybe it'd be a little bit better if this was a flex line. But the majority of the new baskets really just trying to change it up completely, not just put a basket in and be like, oh, here, it's a little bit longer, right? If it's a turnover or Anheuser hole, let's make this one a Heiser shot.
Yeah. The classic mistakes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just kind of really switching it up out there.
Have you designed, do you have any course design experience before you started diving in on this?
No, that was definitely the first time. I mean, I've played a lot of courses, so I guess that could be some experience, you know, traveled all over the country.
Definitely.
Last year with those guys too, went to, you know, Smugs, Maple Hill. I've seen a lot of the best courses out there.
Apparently he's been to Smuggler's Notch enough. Where
that he calls
Smugs. Yeah. Once you're there once, you can call it Smugs.
All right.
You could leave the notch out of it at that point, you know?
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
I mean, even Garb Park, right? Like, I didn't have a whole lot to do with that at Garb's old place that he rented out in Burr Ridge. I mean, that was awesome. That was all those guys. That was Eric
that was
and
a
Adam
fever
and Brian.
dream. None of that was real.
I feel like it didn't exist.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was its own little wonderland out there.
It was.
But no, now I definitely have the itch for it for sure. I mean, if I was able to ever come up with a piece of land, I would love to design a full course.
It starts to take over, man. Like once you really dive into course design, I think that you almost start to love that aspect of the game more than playing the game, and it really creeps in and takes over like venom. You know what I mean? Like it just envelops you, and all of a sudden you find yourself, even when you're playing.
Yeah.
Like I went on Monday to play Shanny with Ed Radakovitz, and I was spending more time looking at all of your work than I was worried about playing because I was so interested in see because I hadn't been out there since like around Shanny Classic time.
Yeah.
So it takes over.
Tell us more about the specifics of the B pins, like which ones and which ones are your favorites.
So all the B pins are going to be, I'll start with how many we have. So we're going to have hole 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18.
Wow.
Yeah, so 11 different B pin locations out there.
When do you guys kind of project that all of this will be done?
May 3rd is the install date, actually.
Awesome.
That we will be out there getting the sleeves in. So the areas are all marked. Kevin went out there, marked them. We actually brought around a portable basket, kind of played them, messed around with where we thought they should be. You know, we might move 1 or 2, but for the most part, they are pretty much all ready to go in.
For listeners, that will be tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And do we know what the first event that will be at the course where people will get to play these new positions?
Yeah, we will see possibly the smooth series. There's no promises yet, but depending if the baskets are in before that, because that's a weekend before. So there is a possibility that it could be that. If not, potentially Jtown Singles Leagues, which I believe is on the 27th of May, which unfortunately, I'll be in Iceland for that, but I'll be in Iceland. So
yeah. You can't be too mad.
I can miss that one.
Yeah.
But it is a possibility for the smooth series, so no promises yet. Steve knows that, but it'd be awesome if they're in enough time for people to at least get out there and practice for that.
Check
too.
them
We don't
out.
want to
Sure.
make it where it's like,
Right.
oh, hey, their baskets are in on Friday. You guys never
Good
played
luck.
it. Have fun.
Ooh, I want to get into that one.
I think the only one that I couldn't describe hole 11 to me. That was the only one that I played, and I don't recall seeing a flag on the ground anywhere.
So
What do you got
11
for 11?
would be the right side gap.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's
yeah,
right.
it's basically going to
I
be
caught
you're
it
gonna
after
kinda
once we
need-
were on 12. That's right.
you're gonna
Absolutely.
need to
kidding.
Kind
Yeah.
of flip something up a little bit. It's kind of like if you accidentally just release it and you go down
We've
that
all
way.
been where that beep
Oh,
is
yeah,
going to
for
go,
sure,
and
yeah.
we've hated it. Now
Yep.
we're going to like it if we're playing to that beep.
And now when you want to throw to that one, you might throw it to the A pin.
Exactly right.
That's
dude.
how it goes.
That's right.
Just
Yeah.
leave a gap in the middle for the lefty.
Yeah.
Perfect.
To
You could just
hyzer
go
it.
around. You could throw it to the A and just cut right through it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll cut out a little window for you.
Thank
on
you.
that.
Hole
Yep.
2, that's
A little
an
plaque.
OG pin
Yes.
placement.
Yeah, I would say
Oh.
there's 2 that really stick out to me that are going to be my favorite, with 2 being the OG placement across the little creek that's right there that has just been flooded forever.
I'm so excited.
Taken over by the beavers. And again, I mean, Kevin's been just loading in dirt over there trying to build that back up. And him and I spent probably 2.5, 3 hours out there one day. He was just bringing loads of dirt back and forth while I was kind of raking everything out and trying to bring that level up where it wouldn't flood as much over there. And I think we got it to the point where it's going to be okay. And it's just an iconic hole at Channahon. There used to be a giant tree right there that made it even harder, but I still think it is a tough hole nonetheless, because you can try to go for it with a forehand or backhand and end up in that creek right there and have a putt, maybe get a circle 3, maybe take a 4.
Yeah,
right.
Lefties and then sidearms. We love that hole.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Wait, yeah, now that it's a lefty hole, actually, you know what? Sorry,
Never
I don't
mind.
think we're going to put it in.
No.
And I think another one, the first one that the guys all cut out was hole 10. Just because it's going to be a really long hole. It's going to be about 420 feet to that basket.
Wow.
There's not just a dead straight or hyzer. It's going to have to be a kind of straight flip up shot, flex back a little bit back there. And we were originally thinking of maybe putting a couple different sleeves in back there. I think we settled on just keeping it in the spot where it is right now. It's kind of back into the left, where if you have a shot on the left side, you're going to bring that whole left side of the forest in. So it's going to be a really tricky, touchy, long par 3 on the course, which will be pretty fun.
Kind of love that you guys have so many different brains involved in evaluating these layouts, so you can kind of make sure there's something for everybody. Everything's been considered. Too many cooks in the kitchen is potentially a risk, but in this instance, it sounds like it's a good thing.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And it's not one of those things where we're just trying to make a course harder too, right? Some of the holes definitely are going to play harder, but just kind of want to make it to switch everything up, like I said, and just
a fresh experience.
little fresh experience out there.
That's so good.
Looking forward to hole 12. That open area there on the right has always been begging for a pin.
Yep.
And it is going to be perfect.
That's the easiest one because we didn't really have to do anything for that one either, right? And you think it's going to be this like nice, easy flick, but it's that whole right side of the forest comes into play over there. And if you go in early, you're not going to have anything to get out over there.
At best.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's the distance? Do you know?
On that one, I don't remember on that one. What is that?
Okay. It's probably gonna be about the same like pin high distance, but a little bit longer just because of that bend.
Okay. I can dig that.
I'm thinking like 325-ish, I bet. Something like that with the bend.
We can do that.
I can get there in 2.
Yeah. Or 3.
Yeah.
Hole 9, that was another one that stood out. I mean, hole 9
haven't
is,
seen, but let me guess. It's going to be left side.
Yep.
Shorter.
Yep.
Because, it's begging for it over there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got a cutout cove, not as far as the A-pin, obviously, but off to the left. So for righties, it'll be a backhand hyzer shot. Lefties, little turnover shot.
That's okay.
Backhand roller or something kind of cool.
Gettable distance.
Get sexy with it.
Yeah.
But gettable distance for sure. And I think it'll be cool to see from the long tee too, the big arms trying to go for that hole, which is going to be a really big risk reward on there for sure.
Yeah.
I would love to shift gears to presidential stuff. I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but I don't care how everyone else feels.
Okay.
It is the most interesting aspect of what we're talking about today, in my opinion. And it's mostly because I don't really know what the politics of Jtown as a club really look like. Like, I don't know. Are you still the president, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how does it work with like people getting nominated, people getting to like, taking these positions? Like, give us kind of a lay of the land of maybe, actually, Sean, maybe you can set the stage and then we can talk about what Mike's got going on.
For the longest time when I moved here, it was just kind of
it wasn't a 501c3 at that point.
Right. That's
3C,
relatively
whatever.
new.
Yeah.
Now that it has become a 501c3, we're doing it by the book and rotating every 2 years. 2 positions come up. And this year I had put in my 4 years and everybody was kind of like, you're still going to do it, right? Jason Poole was giving me a hard time. And I was like, no, I think that there should be limits. I had put in my 4 years. I said, I'm bowing out gracefully. It's been fun. I think I've done a good amount of work, but it's time to get some fresh blood in here.
Sure.
And, some guys are putting their names on the ballot. So I'm looking.
And it's like a
for
self-nominated thing. If you want to try and run, you can just, I want to run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when I moved here, it was more of like a formality. Like there was no real drive for people to run.
Right.
It was just the same group of dudes and everyone else just played leagues and played tournaments and didn't. But now that people are involved, it's far more exciting because then we can see
a lot
how
more
far
serious
it can go.
for sure.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what the roles are? What are the potentially like elected positions and what are those roles like responsible for?
Right now up for vote is president and
member advocate.
That's right. Yep.
Is that Bassett's role right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so is this the same thing where he's like, I did my time, I'm going to give up my position to the next person, or how did that happen?
So at the last meeting, he actually nominated me for member advocate originally. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then he also nominated Kevin Makuba. And then I had a message from Tim, I believe, that said someone nominated you for president. And would you like to decline the member advocate and run for president? And I said, yes, of course. So they are running. Kevin and Eric are both running for member advocate. So I had to flip a coin on that one because how do I vote for like two of my best friends? You know?
Dog
Tough
number
call.
1 or dog number 2?
That's a conflict of interest, I think.
You're lining your cabinet with your cronies.
Situation? Yeah.
We're taking over.
I don't know.
You have a job that has a lot of leadership aspect to it in like your career.
Yeah.
What from your personal experience is going to kind of inform how you preside?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question. Yeah, like in my work life, I definitely take my job seriously, and I always look at it as being a better leader than like what my previous bosses were, right? Taking what I can from them that they made me into the person I am, but then also just like improving upon that. So I kind of feel the same way about this, just like following in the footsteps of someone like Sean, and just kind of taking what he's done over the past couple of years and just trying to take it up to the next level. And definitely want to be doing that. The biggest things for me, obviously, are course improvements, right? And I would love to try to get park districts more involved with stuff like this too, right? Like we're starting to see it with Channahon with little things here and there, with having them even just donate the concrete for these baskets, right? That's a big step forward for us, is to just be like, okay, even they're just willing to donate a couple dollars here and there for this. What more can they do? And kind of showing these places that it's more than just about a bunch of people going out there and playing for fun. Like, how many people can come in from out of town and travel from out of town and bring more money to the community by going to local restaurants, gas stations, whatever, right? Just by having improved courses in our area that people want to come and travel to and play in, right? It's more than just about the local community.
Thinking globally.
Globally. Yes.
Love it.
Zooming out.
Yeah. That's what a president should do, is have that high level view, right? That vision.
Yep.
I feel like we've heard that song and dance before. What actions are you going to put in place in order to make that happen?
This
and
just
not
became a debate.
Say that you want it to happen.
Yeah. Are you talking about specifically with the park districts, you mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Like I would start attending, local board meetings. Which is something totally new to me. I'm not going to lie and say I've done stuff like that before, but I would start attending things like that.
We'd find out if you're lying.
Yeah, I want to look at things like UDisc and see where all the amount of people are playing on these courses, right? Just to kind of come in there with data showing things like that, like the improvements we're doing with Channahon, right? Show how much we are spending on this and the time we're putting in to do this, and that we're willing to work with park districts on this too. And I think going to those board meetings is a huge step, right? Like if you don't go and make your voice heard on things like that, none of these places are going to know.
Feeding the information to them in a easily digestible way that meets them where they are. We've talked about that quite a bit. It can be lost in translation a little bit when you talk about the stuff that you really care about, but it's not necessarily in their language or on a plane that they care about. So thinking about, materials I think you could bring to those meetings. I'm talking like, a little dorky stuff, but like presentations, like videos, PowerPoint, even just photos. So the work you guys are doing, getting photos, documenting some of that, that's going to speak so much louder than, you kind of telling people about it.
Yeah, definitely. And documenting it's huge. We've been trying to do that the whole way. Sometimes I'll forget to take the pictures beforehand, but then we always get the after pictures because we're so proud of it and how it looks,
Yeah.
But really, just really keeping all that stuff.
Yeah. I think to piggyback on both those ideas, Sheila and I just today, so we've got a new director of recreation at Lockport, Ben, and we just had our first meeting with Ben talking about some course improvement ideas that we have for the canyons. I love going to the board meetings, but I think getting them out of those board meetings and getting them onto the courses is a really big thing. I think that we're not doing that enough as a disc golf community. We're thinking that we constantly have to go to them. I think we need to bring them to us and really show them what's happening at these work days. And, when they're there, maybe not just even photos. I think that's the way that we need to start kind of approaching these things too.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually, just seeing the community in action. Seeing the actions like that will speak way more than pictures will when they're out there actually seeing.
Sure. I got to show Ben my passion for course design today, talking about these things. He was kind of blown away. He was like, people want this? And I was like, oh yeah, people want this. And we started off the meeting with Sheila printing off all of the stats from UDisc. One of the most important ones was showing him that the majority of players that have been coming out are from within less than 10 miles away. That's really what they want to see at a park district level, because park district budgets are built on taxpayer dollars from within that
community.
That community. So, we love to show them that people are coming from New York and Alabama and all this stuff, but to show them that most people are coming from within less than 10 miles was
benefiting our population.
And coming back and back over and over.
Exactly.
Again.
Yep. And that stuff, I utilize UDisc as much as you can with moving forward with the position, because it's there. They're doing all the work for us, and you just print or send,
I don't know if this idea has any real teeth, but I kind of like the idea of coordinating like team building type events for the people who work in the park district. So like they do these things in one way or another. Why not have the option of saying, hey, do you want to get all of your team out for a doubles round at the disc golf course? They can all participate in some of the facilities that you guys have, and get a sense of like, what is this all about?
Do you mean the Park District Pro-Am?
Is that already?
No, but I just thought of that off the top of my head just now.
I like it's got a good ring.
That'd be fun.
That should be a thing.
Yeah,
it's easily doable.
Yeah, partner up the park district people with local players.
Yes,
good ambassadors for the sport.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
Nobody who's running against you right now, by the way, for president. Do you know?
Jared Gardner and Mike Friesleben.
Freisleben.
There we go.
Freisleben.
Edit that out. And Mike Freisleben.
Mike and Jared, don't steal these ideas. What is the competition like? Is there any amount of you putting your ideas forward and them putting their ideas forward? What are people basing their votes on? What do you what do we assume about that?
It's still fairly informal. I think all three of these guys would do a great job, but it's still based on just casting votes knowing who these people are. There's no forum. Except right now.
Tim did a Facebook post where everybody was, they put those
I
graphics together. That was a lot. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that for Jtown. So I love that Tim is taking action with ideas like that because it is important. And we are utilizing tools like social media to get the word out. I think that, we're seeing a little bit of concern within the community where people are worried about where and how they can vote. And Tim is doing a fantastic job of putting up those Facebook posts, albeit it is Facebook. And if you don't have it, you don't know. But I have always thought of it as if you're not on Facebook looking for the information, well, then that's your problem. Like it is there and it is available.
Yeah. This is the easiest way to access the community.
Yeah. So I really like that they did, everybody got to say their little piece and put in their little 2 cents of what they were going to be able to do with the position. So,
yeah, I think that was great. And with being able to vote too, like you said, I think it is important that it's more than just being able to do it at Tuesday leagues, right? Like I know they're doing it at Trinity leagues right now too. That's awesome. There should be other ways to do this than, hey, you get this one day a week to potentially come out that you might not be able to make it to. And I know there even now you can purchase a tag, Zelle them the money, PayPal them the money, and then just email your votes in that way too.
Right.
Good to know.
You can also come out to the Pack the Place event that is happening at Lock and Mule on Wednesday the 30th. So by the time this airs, that'll have already happened, right?
Yes, next Wednesday.
Yep. Shoot. Well, anyway, hopefully you were there.
Well, on the subject of other people who are running, do you have any idea of like their platforms? Like, is there any distinguishing thing between the three of you in terms of like beliefs, or is it primarily just who you know and who you like, and that's who people are going to vote for?
Like how the president of the United States becomes president.
Yeah, it's just exactly like that, right?
It's who you know.
Yeah, there's an electoral college actually for this.
Each zip code gets this many.
Right. Yeah. But in disc golf, it's the erectoral college.
I mean, basically just from the post that Tim made with all of our stuff in there, right? I feel like it all seems pretty similar, just maybe us saying it in different ways, right? And I know Mike is huge with the youth club that he has out at Homer, which I think is great, right? I think what he's doing with that is amazing out there. Yeah. We need to get more kids into the sport. So someone stepping up for the club like that and really kind of going all out there, donating bags and discs for all these kids to bring more youth into it, I think is awesome. And, that's something huge that he's doing. And then obviously Jared, he's been helping out at Trinity a bunch, with all those guys over there too. So, but yeah, I think kind of all on the same page, just really bringing course improvements around, trying to work with the park districts more. I also mentioned kind of stuff with youth clubs. And then something else I would like to do too, as like a perk of the club, I think would be something cool of having, maybe different like top pros coming out and helping do some clinics as a perk of the club, right? Like you're a club member, someone comes out and we have a putting clinic one day, whether that's on a weekend or it's after leagues, before leagues, something like that. Another one come out and do a driving clinic. And even if that's something that we have to pay for, like those guys, should be able to pay them for that, right?
Yeah,
support their tour out there.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see something like that with the club too.
If you want to pay me to come out and give you guys
a show Lefty for sure.
Yeah. Just let me know. Yeah.
This is how you throw 330 feet. Watch. What else are you guys curious about on the presidential side of this conversation?
I don't know. I mean, I think that covered it pretty well. What I'm excited about is that all three of you seem excited about it.
Yeah.
Because I had been to Jtown club meetings when I first moved here. It was informal, but it was very matter of fact, and I don't feel as though anything had ever gotten done.
Steeped in frustration
and very filibustery, right? There was a lot of talk just to like move things along without actually making any decisions. I just stopped kind of going because I had the same ambitions that you guys have, but I didn't see any way to display that or, voice an opinion. And so I just kind of dropped that for a while, but it's super exciting to see what is happening now and what is about to happen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was even a member advocate back in 2016, I think it was. And even then it was still immensely more informal than it is now. Mm-hmm. Like I would say once Doc and I came in as president and vice president, and then we talked about, making it more formal. I think that's where we really start. And I got to shout out Jason Poole. I don't think that Jason Poole gets enough credit. People know that name, but they maybe don't know him. And he's not the loudest guy in the room, but he is the definitely the glue that keeps that concept all together. I think that without him, we would maybe see what we've referred to as too many cooks in the kitchen. Like he's keeping it more structured, which I love.
Yeah.
And I got to give him a credit and shout out on that. He's definitely kept it all together for sure. Him and Tim Kelson as well. I think Tim has become a really fun voice in Jtown, especially on Facebook. He's kind of laid off a little bit. I think he needs to lean back into that because he is so much more funny than he realizes.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to mention on the meetings too, I'm sure most people know, but like if you are a club member, you can come to those meetings. This isn't just a closed thing, right? So if you have things that you would like to see improved in the area, any ideas that you have, come on out to these meetings. Yep. They're usually posted whenever they're happening on that Monday, right?
Yeah. Second Monday of every other month.
Yeah. Come on out and just voice your opinions. You know, it's you're going to be heard a lot more than if you're just kind of, talking through the grapevine to other people. So.
And it does happen. Like, I mean, we've got guys like Caleb Hasselbring coming out and bringing up ideas for Highland, and Dan Peterson coming out and voicing his opinions on the things that he thinks we need. I mean, it's great. Like, it really does feel like an open forum at the meetings. I really love that idea. So I'm looking forward to that continuing to grow.
We can cut this if the question is too much, but I think the best presidential candidates, and I'm talking about president, like U.S. president, they talk about the things that they are for rather than all the things they're against. But talking about the things that you're against is what tends to ignite people a little bit more. Do you have any specific things that you're like, I want to see less of this if I'm president?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of goes with what I'm just kind of mentioned, right? I hear a lot of people talking about like, oh, well, why isn't this getting done? We need a new handrail here. We need this. We need that. More so saying these things without like coming up with ways or ideas on how to do this, right? And almost like comes off kind of as like bashing towards the club, right? Like, well, like, what are you guys even doing? Are you doing things like this to take care of these courses? Mm-hmm. You could do that in a more constructive criticism way by coming out to these meetings and voicing your opinion and saying, hey, we want to, run this tournament, we think, so we can build a handrail here for this. I think things like that, people just not saying it in more of like a rude way, I guess, right? Just having an idea instead of like bashing a club because they don't think they're doing what they should be in that person's eyes.
Right.
A more productive suggestion, like, here's what I think should happen, and
here's how
a
we
way
should
I think we could do it.
Yeah.
And come out to the meetings.
If it
is important to you, then come out to the meetings and talk about it because it is being discussed.
Yeah.
Handrails at Highland was a topic for months, and then we did it. Like that was a thing. So yeah, more people that have those opinions in the comments, and to your point, it's ugly. We see it all the time. Anytime we're asking the community to voice those opinions, we see a lot of ugly. And I think that those people need to just understand that it isn't us and them. It is one whole community, and your opinion is just as important as anybody else's. So come out to those meetings and be a part of the movement and the positivity.
I saw something about being married, and it was never when there's an issue, you against your spouse. It's always you and your spouse against the problem.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing. Like, it's the community against the issues that they see, not the community against other members of the community.
Yeah. Right.
Or, what some members of the community are seeing some other groups or clubs doing. It's all of us together trying to improve, make disc golf great again, is what I'm trying to say.
You son of a bitch. Oh, God.
I half threw up in my mouth when I said that.
You are forbidden from making red hats with Magic on it.
That's my favorite color.
All right. I think we covered presidential stuff pretty thoroughly. Let's talk a little bit about your sort of signature tournaments. Superclass Sunday, Disturbance at Delwood, which is now, this will be the second year or third year that you're going to do it?
Yeah, so this will be the 5th year for Superclass Sunday and the 2nd year for Disturbance at Delwood.
So for people who have no idea what these events are, give us the, what are they? Why are they cool?
Yeah, so start with Superclass Sunday, which is the one we've been doing the longest. That was something that was started by myself and Adam Berkovic in 2018. Sean actually helped us start that up. And it was, sponsored by Delwood Disc Golf, kind of helped us get going with that, purchased all the discs for us. Because that was our first time doing this. We didn't know how to do anything with it, right? So he kind of helped us out, created the disc golf scene for us, really led along the way. And that whole tournament stemmed from something we called Zephyrs of America. which was a league back in 2014 and 2015 that Adam and I ran that we had maybe 5-6 people come to if we were lucky.
Of America.
Yeah. So and if people don't know what a Zephyr is, it's like an ultimate type disc. It's made by Innova Discs. Has a thumb track on top, kind of like not a pig or something like that, though, like a birdie, if you know what that disc is.
A really big birdie.
A really big birdie. A lid type disc that can weigh up to 200 grams.
Hence the name Superclass.
Yes. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And it was a thing. Superclass was a thing way back in the day, like around, like 2009, there was a huge thing. I think they were even doing Superclass ratings, and there was a big Superclass. I forget what they called it. It was a like invitational thing at Lemon Lake that I don't know if it was like a Superclass World Championships or what it was. They had it on the white course out there, I know. And we originally got a Zephyr at 2014 Homie at Lemon Lake and just kind of started playing with everyone. And after the round, the one day we went out onto the white course out there and just played a Zephyr only round. And it just became this thing that Adam and I thought it would be cool to start a league up. So we actually worked with Paragon Disc Golf back in the day, got some bag tags for it, and had a bunch of people come out back in the day. Eichhorst was there for all of them. And we would travel around to all the local courses. Like I said, have 5 or 6 people. I think Shorewood, we had 30 people come out the one day. It was the most that we had. And every other week was really small.
Shorewood's a perfect course for that.
Perfect course for it. Yeah. A couple of the courses are right. That course, West Park is really good. Bellwood Red Tees would be good for it. Haynes, especially like the original 18 hole at Haynes too. But it's just fun. They fly like totally different discs. You cannot throw it like a regular disc golf disc, or it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to turn into a roller, roll on the ground.
So you got to be smooth with it.
Have to be smooth with it and finesse with it. And that was kind of where Superclass started from. So it's a 2-round tournament. It's always at Trinity is where we've held it. We like adding a really fun element to it with having wavy guys, in front of all the holes. I'll have a couple different things out there from Go Brewing this year, which are big inflatables. I'm not going to say what they are, but there will be a Go Brewing hole out there.
Nice.
Cool.
Just having a lot of different fun elements to it. Also shortening the course down.
Snortening
the course.
Got him.
Shortening the course down to about 150 to 230 foot holes. I think the average each year is about 177 feet. So our thought with that is like, if you play disc golf, most likely you're going to be able to throw one of these things 150 to 170 feet.
Sure.
Which is why we've always kind of done it as just a one general division in the past. Last year, we did open up a women's division that I believe there was 4 or 5 women that came out and played. I believe Casey took that down. Shout out to her.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right, right? And yeah, it's just a really fun time. Everyone that's played it has said nothing but good things about it. And our events are always fundraisers first and foremost, right? So if you're playing these events, they're trophy only. All the money is going straight to the fundraising, 100% of it. Mm-hmm. We're very transparent about with all that money and where it's going. Obviously, a little bit of it is going to pay for the players' packs and things like that. But other than that, it's all going to the fundraising itself, which has always been out of these tournaments for the Mach 7s that went into Trinity years ago. And when was that, 2019 or so? I think around then. 2020 maybe, sometime around then. Just a small amount that was raised for some of those. The Channahon A pins that went in 2 years ago now, I think. Mm-hmm. And then for the B pin baskets that are up and coming.
It's such a good change of pace. It's a tournament I look forward to all the time. And I firmly believe that one day I'll win it.
You will. Maybe in a unicorn.
I forgot I had to do that. That was the
service at Delwood, right? But
that was the glitch only event.
Yeah, and that's our thing, right? Like I said, it's more about taking that competitiveness out and seriousness of sanctioned rounds and just coming out, having fun with your friends. We usually have a free lunch out there for everyone. We'll have some non-alcoholic beer out there for people that don't drink, have kegs of beer for people that do want to partake, 21 plus, and drink.
Yep. Jason, I feel like one of these, either the glitch or the Superclass event, could be one that you might really enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because you can throw 100 feet.
I can throw 100 feet.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
You don't need to like power these discs. It's really just like...
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you don't want to power them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, some people get mad at us because we have Adam and I and a couple other people have some like Star and premium type plastic ones. Yeah. Like, this is not fair. And that's why we were kind of bugging Innova forever to make more Zephyrs, specifically Halo, which they eventually came out with. And we kind of like to take credit for that. I highly doubt it had anything to do with that, but maybe.
So at Superclass, I thought you had to use the disc that you were given in your player's pack, but you could bring any Zephyr.
Yes, yeah, and other Superclass discs. So on the disc golf scene page, I'll post a link to a PDGA site that shows what superclass discs are, because some people think they'll think, oh, a condor, right? This is superclass just because it's a large diameter. That is not considered superclass. It's more like a large rock almost. That would be super unfair because you could throw that thing way farther.
Yeah.
So there's a couple people that'll bring stuff there, and I'll tell them, hey, sorry, you can't do this one.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I would say the Zephyr is probably the best disc for it.
What are another couple superclass discs?
There's I think it's the T Moco is one, I believe, from RPM.
The Ultra Star, right?
Yeah, obviously
Ultra
things like the
Star.
Ultra Star as well.
I brought that out for the Superclass Sunday thinking like I'm going to dominate with this disc because I can throw an Ultimate disc really well.
Oh, I have so many of those.
And then as soon as I tried throwing it compared to the Zephyr, and I was like, no, the Zephyr is definitely the way to go.
It leaves your hands, and then you realize that the disc is the size of the gap. And you're like,
Yep. It's not going to fit. There is one called the Supernova. It's kind of like an Ultra Star. It flies a little bit more stable though. I do bag that one for it. I don't know. I like to have it in there. I'll throw it on a couple, but then I always just go back to the Zephyr.
Do you keep a Zephyr in your main bag? Like
no, because it doesn't fit.
That's my problem. I keep it in my bag, but
I probably would. Yeah,
I keep it
had a
in the
latitude
top
bag.
pouch.
Yep, when I had a latitude bag, I kept it in the top.
Yeah.
And people always joke. They're like, every time after the tournament, they're like, you should just putt with this thing. Why do you not putt with it? One of the years it was Twan and I. We went in an 8-hole playoff at Trinity from holes 1 through hole 8. Where I ended up taking that down and winning, and I was draining like 40-foot putts. Specifically, hole 2. There's a video. You could hear Jared in the background scream. He's like, "Made that with a Zephyr?" It was like a 45-foot putt. Just drained it on that hanging basket to keep pushing up through 8 holes. It was awesome.
Online, I found a PDGA approved Superclass discs, but it's from February 19th of 2009.
Yes, yeah,
and Whammo is listed on here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Whammo. The Whammo I know.
Oh, yeah.
It makes disc golf discs.
Whammo is like a huge cog in the machine of disc golf being disc golf.
Yeah.
Completely unaware of that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, now that you're saying that, but it wasn't until I looked at it and I was like, Whammo?
Yeah.
Don't they make hula hoops?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think Steady Ed Hedrick worked for Whammo before he like broke off and started doing his own thing.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are both events coming back this year?
Yes, both events will be coming back this year. So I don't have a date set for Disturbance at Delwood yet, but Superclass Sunday will be September 7th at Trinity Links. That is a Sunday, obviously. And that will be 2 rounds. Yeah, it's actually a Thursday.
Yeah.
Hello.
Superclass Sunday on Thursday.
Wait a second. We play Sheffield Wednesday?
Saturday.
Oh, we're playing Sheffield Saturday.
Sheffield Wednesday, Saturday.
We got to play them twice in the same week?
But yeah, it's going to be a 2-round event. Like I said, we'll have some beer out there, some non-alcoholic beer, lunch for everyone. We'll have 21 holes set up that are all shortened out there. So that one definitely is set. The Disc Golf Scene page is made and will be going live June 5th, I believe is the date that I have set. So I'll be posting that on the Greater Joliet page. And then Disturbance at Delwood, to get into that one, that was just an idea that I had after throwing a glitch the first time. Honestly, I love touchy, flippy putters, which it's really not even flippy. It will hold any line. It'll hold a hyzer. It'll go straight. It'll turn over. And I just love throwing that disc so much that I thought it would be cool to do a 1 disc event at Delwood on the red tees there. I think that was perfect course for that disc.
And that'll be held at West Park.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That actually blew my mind. So I had that idea. The stamp is still, I mean, I love the Superclass. It is so awesome.
Is so cool.
Super retro. And that's why we've just kept it. But the guy that did the artwork for Disturbance at Delwood is the guy that does the artwork for our cans at Go Brewing. And he also disc golfs. I asked him like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? I can't pay you, but like I can give you a couple of the discs. And he was like, I've been wanting to do that. It's like a dream of mine since I got into disc golf was to design my own artwork. And it was basically, I told him I wanted something that looked kind of like Matrix glitch type theme with hole 18, just an iconic hole there with the bridge, basket in the background. And his name's Dan, and he just absolutely crushed that.
You did really reach out to me at one point and asked, and I was like, I couldn't possibly do it justice.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you went with that, dude, because it is perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
What you did for Superclass, though, is one of my favorite things that you have done.
Oh, very
that
retro
logo is
80s
awesome.
Mexican.
The way that those
style.
Letters line up and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I always hear, even Ryan asked me this year, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to change it? And I was like, maybe we put like the skyline in the background from Trinity. And I was like, you know what? no, why even change it,
Yeah,
right? It's
we
just
can't.
so
It's
iconic at this,
iconic.
and it's very fitting.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, Disturbance at Delwood. So it blew my mind because I was like, all right, I'm gonna purchase 90 of these. I'm gonna get stuck with a bunch of glitches, and it is what it is. It's cool. I love this disc. I'm sure I'll sell them. It's a fundraiser again, so whatever. And I went live on Disc Golf Scene on a Monday, I believe, and by Friday it was sold out. And I was trying to have people, they were messaging me asking about a wait list, and I had already ordered the discs at that point. I had no idea that 90 people were going to sign up for a glitch-only event. Like, that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the same thing will happen again. Yeah. New Superclass logo this year. Sweet. But yeah, I'm going to probably get some more this year. I'm going to try to get maybe, we'll see what I can max out there with some tee times, but over 100, if I can get 120 out there in a flex, that'd be really cool. Hopefully there's enough,
it's a flex style?
Yeah, so we'll do so it'll be a flex, but basically like sign up, right? So I'm going to have tee time set up. Probably, we'll start it early to see if people want to come out there and start at like 7:00 and then just go through the end of the day as long as we can. But I would love if we can get like 120 people out there for that. I think that'd be really cool.
Heck yeah.
120 chumps for me to smack around.
And one unicorn.
Oh, never again. Yeah, listeners, if you've never done a Superclass, if you've never thrown one or done an event that's like one disc only, it's a totally different vibe. Definitely check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the barrier of entry, like, you don't need to be a super competitive player to do well and have a lot of fun. So also a good way to, if you have any other people in your life that are on the fence and kind of interested in disc golf, bring them out to something like that. Like,
dude, it's such a great social event just to bring disc golf into the lunch and the beer and like the vibe that you would want at disc golf, when sometimes you miss that being competitive. And especially a tee time thing also that we keep saying is like, tee times have been great. We're maximizing the people, but you also don't get the group setting like you do with these events, and that makes it all worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
couldn't
totally
agree
with that.
I think we've covered the gamut, unless there's anything else you want to make sure we spend a little time on, Mike.
No, I think that was covered everything.
All right, so that is a wrap on the Junk in the Trunk. Listeners, if you are watching this on YouTube, just know there is more to this episode, and there's more to every episode this season. If you go follow on whatever podcast platform you're into, you will hear stuff at the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode. It's more fun. Go subscribe, check it out, and thanks for listening. Jason, are you ready?
Is it time for the trivia portion of the night?
Yes, sir. Let's get into it.
You sounded a little bit like Scooby-Doo.
Row Raggy. Row Raggy.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
So let's recap some points. As of right now, Alex, you are sitting at
I have to do the math. Got it. The number of points is so high.
What? Oh, I see.
The total's at the top.
The total's at the top.
Give it all you got.
As of right now, Alex, you are sitting at 13 points.
Yeah.
3 episodes in. Ryan, you were sitting at 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
3 episodes in. Sean, you were sitting at 7 points.
So if I reach the
episodes.
10-point threshold, is it an automatic shot of Malort, or is it something
That
different?
is the 10-point threshold. Yes.
I'll take it for you.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
I'll drink it and then spit it back into your heart.
love that Ryan
That's what I
thinks-
meant when I said I'll take
He'll
it.
baby bird Mike
take
with the Malort.
Okay.
Ryan thinks he's going to answer things correctly.
So you've, Mike, you've listened. You know what you get to do?
Oh, yeah. Probably not hit the buzzer because I'm terrible at trivia, but we'll see.
For any listener that doesn't know, I will give the points. You guys answer, you get the points. Pretty simple stuff. Mike, your role in this is if you answer before they do, you have the ability to take somebody's point. You have the opportunity to give somebody your point, or you have the opportunity to transfer a point.
Right.
Bop it. Twist
Pull
it.
it, twist it, scratch it.
Tow it to Golf Mill Full.
Brought to you by Bag of Tricks Entertainment. That is BAIG of Tricks Entertainment. You can follow us on any social media where you can find out where you can come to events where you hear questions like, first we need to hear what everybody's buzzer is.
That's right, yeah.
So, Alex, what's your buzzer tonight?
Listeners, if you've never listened yet this season, we each get to customize our buzzer sound each episode. This is mine for today.
Should we do it?
That was from earlier in the episode. If you didn't hear it.
Yeah. I don't know what you were doing.
Yeah.
Ryan, what's your buzzer tonight?
Well, Jason happened to be kind enough to bring us Little Caesars pizza tonight. So mine is
Pizza.
Oh,
I knew it.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good. Sean, what do you got for us?
I don't remember what I did.
Yeah. Flash Gordon. Yeah. And Michael, let him know what yours is. Michael. Very nice. Michael. Question number 1, worth 1 point. Which South Park character gets killed in almost every episode of the... Oh, I think I heard Sean a split second.
His is just
the
loudest.
Yeah. Well,
It's a good strategy.
Play the game, boys.
Yeah.
Kenny?
Kenny is correct.
What's his last name?
Ooh. For no extra points.
Out of time. It's
Slauson?
McCormick. Kenny McCormick.
Wait, hold
Yep,
on.
gets
Hold
killed.
on.
What? Question number 2, worth 1 point. What Broadway show premiering in 2015 was marketed as being about America then as told by America now? Ryan.
Hamilton.
Hamilton is correct. Give Ryan 1 point.
It's almost Muller time, baby.
It's a prize.
Question number 3.
I'm trying to look forward to it. I'm trying to
Question number 3, worth 1 point. Players are judged by how well they hit colored arrows with their feet to musical and visual cues in what video game series introduced... Sean?
Dance Dance Revolution.
Dance Dance Revolution is correct. Give Sean
Knew it too.
1 point.
Waiting for him to finish the question.
Go.
You know, I was
Yeah.
respectful.
No, you can't be respectful.
Sorry,
You got to
dude.
jump in.
Next question worth 1 point. Which scientist devised his famous 3 laws of motion in the late 1660s?
Should we do it?
Alex.
Newton.
Sir Isaac Newton is correct. Give Alex 1 point.
Damn, dog.
Shoey Dewey.
Nice.
What's the next threshold? Is it 20 points?
20. Yep.
Okay. All right.
One more 1 point question. Actor Dean Gerard Winters has portrayed small parts in many TV shows over the years, but you most likely know him as Mayhem in TV commercials for what company? Alex. Out of time. Ryan?
Allstate.
Allstate Insurance is correct.
I was going to say incorrect.
Correct.
I knew it was correct, but
Yeah.
I thought
and-
Allstate was the black dude.
No, that's
Racist.
super racist. Yeah. And,
You can say
He's
someone's black.
like
and
State
that
Farm.
doesn't have to be a bad thing.
State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Shit.
She sounds hideous.
You
Ryan
have to enjoy
is
it, too.
pouring his
Malort.
Malort.
Yeah, Mayhem.
No.
Mayhem is the right way to. That's who that dude is. But
Yeah,
the second thing for me is Dennis Duffy on 30 Rock.
Yes.
He was also in the firefighter show with Dennis Leary, I thought.
Rescue
Two?
Me?
Yeah, I thought he was in Rescue Me.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
Irish dude? That's
Pretty
up
sure.
there.
Yeah.
3,
Wait, are you even on camera?
2.
Sit.
do I have to be on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Then you have to do another
It's
one.
probably not going to be seen by anybody, but can't hurt. If it's funny, it'll be seen by people. We'll use it.
Jumpers. Let's just do it. Get it over with. 3, 2, 1, shoot it.
God damn it. Your voice got deeper on that one.
Yeah, it does. And I could see his shirt just got thicker as a bunch of chest hair grew in where there wasn't any before.
It's so gross.
You
dude.
can't like this. Shut the fuck up.
So good. I'll prove it.
Ugh.
Mike wants a shot.
Give me one.
All
I
right.
will never forget as long as I live when Big Wiz chugged the rest of the
he just
Malort.
grabbed it and chugged it.
Oh,
Like it was water.
oh,
That was odd.
what a
Impressive.
dog. What a dog.
All right. Time to move on to some 3-point questions.
Where I come alive.
What early 90s comedy film starred John Ritter and was marketed with the tagline Attila the Hun, Ivan the Terrible, Al Capone? They were all 7 once. Alex?
It's, Problem Child.
Oh, that was very close, but you got it. The answer is Problem Child. Good job.
I almost said 3 Men and a Baby.
3 points. So that would have been wrong.
No, you just messed up your thing.
Good, I can do it louder now.
Next 3-point question. One of the best reviewed of Disney's live action remakes. Which actress plays the titular role in the 2015 film Cinderella? Alex?
Emma Watson?
That is incorrect. Played Cinderella in the 2015 live action. You are out of time. It was Lily James. Lily
Who that?
James. Lily James. After 3 seasons, for 3 points, of the Canadian hit Degrassi: The Next Generation, which actress left to star in The Vampire Diaries as Elena Gilbert?
Should we do it?
Alex?
Alanis Morissette.
No. You ought to know it was Nina Dobrev.
Oh, shit. Well done. That was
He should get a point for
very
that.
good.
Also,
3 points for
he
Jay.
should start to recognize that we are not skilled enough to answer questions like that.
All right.
But-
Next 3-point question. Starring in films for 3 decades and eventually dubbed the King of Hollywood, which actor won an Academy Award for his role in 1934's It Happened One Night?
Should we do it? Humphrey Bogart.
Nope. You're close. Anything else? Clark Gable. Clark Gable would have got you 3
It's
points.
a name you could just guess. Yeah.
Fun fact for listeners, when I first started making beats before I was Big Schmitty, I was Humphrey Flogart.
Damn.
That's good.
Somewhere on the internet, there's a picture of my face photoshopped on Humphrey Bogart with like a trench coat and a hat. I don't know if anybody could ever find that. But if you can, I want to see it.
Nice. Another 3-point question. Also known as inox, what is the more common alliterative name for an iron-based alloy that contains a minimum amount of chromium, making it resistant to rust and corrosion? Ryan.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel is correct. Give
Wow.
Ryan
Alliterative.
3 points.
He's coming back.
Yeah, and we're
Could've
going to
called
do one more 3-point question. Which American author has won 2 Newbery medals in 1990 for Number the Stars and again in 1994 for The Giver? Which American author has won 2 Newbery medals in 90 for Number the Stars and again in 94 for The Giver?
Should we do it?
Alex,
Nicholas Sparks?
we are looking for Lois Lowry.
I was pretty close.
Lois Lowry. Since somebody got that, we will do one last question worth 3 points.
Cool.
There are only 5 names of natural features in the U.S. that their official name is spelled with a possessive apostrophe. Ike's Point, New Jersey, John E's Pond, Rhode Island, Carol Elmer's Joshua View, Arizona, Clark's Mountain, Oregon, and which island found in Massachusetts?
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard
Wow.
is correct.
Dropping,
You got them all.
dropping dick all over
Another
you
Yeah.
guys.
3-point question.
Wow.
So I'm going to offer a bonus point opportunity.
For me to hit the 20-point mark?
The last 4 questions, the answers have had a secret connection. Can any of you identify what that secret connection may have been?
The last 4?
The last 4 questions' answers have had a secret connection. For a bonus point, can you figure out what that secret connection may be?
Should we do it?
Alex?
Superman.
Oh my God, he gets a bonus point.
I
Yes.
was just going to stainless steel.
Steel, Clark, Lois, Martha.
Clark.
I also
God
had a question
damn,
where the
God.
answer was Cape Town, South Africa.
So
That might have sealed the deal. But that was the trivia portion of the night.
Damn.
Sheila, where's everybody sitting at?
Good job, Mike.
good job,
Thanks.
Mike.
I told you I'm terrible at trivia.
I am right behind you.
Boy, it is interesting.
I had the DDR for sure, and then I was
There it
just
goes.
waiting. I don't know why I waited.
All right. So, you just hit a 20 points.
I have a feeling it's something
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. You just hit 20 points. And what happens at 20 points is a point each goes to the other 2 players taken off of your score. So we need to adjust. So rather than the 21 that you are currently at, you get dropped down to 19. Ryan, you get bumped up to 14.
Oh, okay.
And Sean, you get bumped up to 10.
So-
So grab your shot of Malort, Sean.
Because
So
Alex's 20-point threshold just cost you a
when
shot
he
of
gets
Malort.
to 20 points again, does that happen again?
Yes, that's going to happen every 20 points.
When he gets one more point, he gets to 20 points again.
Oh, yes. 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 So you got to make sure.
I'm that meme of the that girl
it's
who's
like
just
playing 21. Playing basketball.
Exactly. Exactly. So 19, 14, and 10 is where we are sitting points wise. After tonight's trivia portion of the night brought to you by Bag of Tricks Entertainment. That is BAIG of Tricks Entertainment. Follow us on any social media or just come out to Downers Grove on Tuesdays, Alter Brewing. You can see me there at 7 p.m.
What about Cellar Door?
Or Cellar Door on Wednesdays. You can see me there at 7 p.m. Sean, do your shot. If you come out to my trivia nights, they are fun, free, and Sean, give us a post-Malort F word, please.
Frog.
Frog.
back to back.
Thanks, guys.
Yay! It's interesting that when the competition is totally skill based, that's where I thrive. I just got hammered in the competition that was all luck based.
If it wasn't for bad luck, you've had no luck at all.
Yeah.
Your next question that you answer in our next episode, you should probably hold off for the 3.1 so you can get over the 20-point threshold.
I'm not going to hold off. I'm always
otherwise
try
you're
to
just going to be caught in a loop.
I'm not worried about that. Wait, what? That is a flaw in the system. If that's true,
that seems great to me.
Who?
There's no flaw there. It's perfect.
I will just answer all the questions correctly, and it should work out for me in the end.
It should, but we'll see.
It's kind of like Chutes and Ladders, though, or like you got to just go back down.
Finally, and one more shoot.
I'm just glad it's not a shot, because if I had to keep taking shots on Malort, that would not
shots and ladders? Is that a thing?
It could be.
Is that a thing?
That's
gotta
a
be a
$1
thing.
million idea.
There's no way nobody's come up with shots and ladders yet. I'm going to Google that. Alex gets out of here. I'm going to Google that.
Yeah, you Google that. Also look up battle shots.
Oh, I know battle shots.
I played that once, and it was the most drunk I've ever been as fast as I've ever, like, every time somebody hit your battleship or hit one of your ships, shot. So it's like 12 plus shots in like a 15-minute window. So that was a lot of fun.
Not only does it exist, the rules to play are on shotsandladders.com. So if you want to play it sometime, it is on the internet to play.
All right. I think that takes us to the end of this journey. Mike, thanks for being here, and thanks for all you're doing for the community. That gets us all pretty jazzed when we see people giving back. Again, we're talking about that a lot lately, and you're the perfect guest to be on to showcase how important that is. So thanks for being here.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that. And thank you for having me here. And I just want to thank all of Team Link again. Like I said, thank you guys for having me on here, but like this would not be possible without every single person on that team.
Except Bassett.
Except Bassett. Yeah. Minus Bassett. But
yeah. Okay.
I was really hoping that you were going to roll up with the whole Team Link crew when you got here today.
Oh, if I knew I could have done that, I would have. Yeah. Well,
I'm sure they would have been down.
Next time.
Just surprise me next time.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, thanks for joining us for this one. Again, make sure you go follow, like, subscribe. The YouTube content is dragging a little bit. I've been very tied up with other life stuff, but the episode 2 and 3 are very close to dropping on YouTube, and my goal is to have them out before this one releases. So in the next week. So make sure you go subscribe so you can watch our faces while we do this podcast. You can see Ryan taking shots on Malort, etc.
Bummer. Yeah.
And yeah, we appreciate you guys and all you do to participate in this show. Until next time, keep it on the fairway.
See you.
Y'all be good. Peace out.
Later.
Unstable Discourse is produced by Sheila Callahan. Edited by Ryan Fancher. Beats provided by Alex Seminary. And produced in association with Unstable Disc Golf Gear. Look good, feel good, play good.
Unstable Discourse is a Top Secret Studios production. Nerds.
Ooh, sloppy seconds.